Okay, welcome back. Well, as part of the new Go Ahead Dublin Championship show, we'll be chatting to a club from around the county on each episode to talk about the work being done at grassroots level at their club and like at every club, like I say, around the county. And we're delighted to be joined here on episode 1 this week by Naomh Barróg Chairman Martin Kiernan. Martin, thanks a million for joining us.
Thanks, Jerry, for having me on.
Not at all. Martin, I guess, first of all, you're chairman of Naomh Barróg. Tell us a little bit about how you became involved with the club and how you rose to become chairman of Naomh Barróg.
Okay. Well, I suppose it would have started, Derek, a long time ago. The family would have been all involved in the GAA with different clubs. And I would have probably started School Orcon in Barróg would have been the original feeder school for Naomh Barróg. I would have learned in there through probably the teachers there was Dick Fields and Willie Sanson, and they would have had us out playing the games. And following on from that, then I would have joined Naomh Barróg and played for a number of years. Now I did stop. I actually stopped early, and then I got back involved with my son. Joined the club. God, it must be 16 years ago now. And when he played till minor, and he's gone over 12 years. But since then I was looking after the minor team. I then got involved in the adult games, and then was vice chairman for a couple of years under Liam Byrne, which was a successful time for purchasing the grounds and that. And then, was it 18 months ago or so, became chairman.
So you became chairman right in the middle of COVID. I'm sure that was a fantastic challenge to take on right at the very start. We'll talk about COVID and everything and the challenges that you faced around that a little bit later on. But first of all, I guess tell us about the club, whereabouts you're based, how long you've been in existence, when you were formed, how many members you have, all that kind of thing.
Okay, the club was formed in 1974, and it would have come through School Orcon, and particularly Dick Fields at the time. He was the main driver of getting the club going. But we're based on the end of the Barróg Road there. Formed in 74. We got the club grounds in 1984. Now the club grounds that area where the club grounds is now was originally to be a prison, and again it was through Dick and a lot of other people. They fought that very hard and ended up getting the grounds and for the club. Clubhouse opened in 2001. Our main pitches in Park Barróg. We would have 2 pitches in St. Anne's. We also have use of St. Fintan's and Sutton. Pitches obviously are a premium, or it's very difficult to get pitches now at this stage, and we're struggling again. We would be struggling for that. But no, the colours would be the Mayo colours. Funny enough, the weekend that's just passed. But on top of that, that all came from the first principal of School Orcon was a Mayo man. Hence the colours came from there. Now at the moment we'd have over 1,000 members playing. That would include about 300 children from Barróg Bioga, which happens on a Saturday morning. So the club is going very, very well. A lot of work going into the pitches and so on. But it's really going well at the moment.
And plenty of work going into, you mentioned Barróg Bioga, plenty of work going into the juvenile levels, the academies, summer camps, all that kind of thing around the club as well, which I guess is the next generation of Naomh Barróg players, Naomh Barróg chairman maybe, and women yes. in the future as well.
Yeah, we started. I suppose we've done some work with it. It's been very difficult with COVID, but we've done some work with the schools just prior to the summer holidays. So, like some of our main feeder school was School Orcon, which is now Scollone, St. Benedict's there as well, and the numbers have gone from possibly 1,000 students when I was there to 150 students now. So we've got a wider spread. We've got two schools in Bayside, Gael School Mead in Barróg as well, and we've got North Bay in Barróg. So we've done an awful lot of work, and we're trying to arrange games between the 2 schools and in Park Barróg, where we can get the children down to Barróg and get used to being in on our pitches and in our grounds. The juvenile section is going very, very well. The mini leagues. We've 300 plus there now on a Saturday morning. It's really, really just the buzz, the atmosphere, it's just a lovely place to be. And even most of our executive now would be down there, and they'd be helping now. Well, obviously with the new restrictions, and checking them in and back to play and so on. A lot of work involved, but the executive are down there at all times. Funny enough, the breakdown on it now at this stage is nearly 50-50 boys and girls. So that's that has really come up. The girls section has gone from strength to strength. The juvenile section, again, it's running very well. We originally, prior to COVID, we'd have courses running for the mentors and so on, run probably through the Dublin County Board. Then we came up with this plan, I suppose it probably was 2020, where we get a group of coaches. We would call them like sort of a hurling development panel and football development panel. And they would, maybe 3-4 coaches, and they would work around with our coaches or our juvenile section. Now, fortunately, that hasn't happened at this stage, and it is due to COVID, but this will happen again, Summer camps, again, we've had our summer camps there, very successful. We really good numbers at it. Really, like the support there from all our mentors and administration is huge. So the amount of work going in down there for so many different people is fabulous. And I suppose just on the juvenile section, there's one team I'd really like to give a shout out to, which is our under 14 ladies team. For the first time in their life, in Barróg, we have they played Division 1 football and hurling. They reached the final in both codes. Fortunately, didn't win them, but it was just a fabulous day. It's a couple of fabulous days. We actually had both finals in Park Barróg, but it was great days there. Great day for the as much as they were disappointed, it was a great day and a great atmosphere in the club at that time.
Brilliant. Yeah, a huge amount of work going into the underage structures and the juvenile level, juvenile structures and levels as well. From a senior point of view, how are you doing? Because I guess the aim for yourself, and it's one of the aims, I guess, from a club point of view, is to bring about a lot of have juvenile structures and academies in place to eventually move into the senior teams. How are you doing from a senior level as well?
Well, at senior level, we're actually doing very, very well. We've a Camogie our Camogie team now. They're in Division 4 at the moment, but they have come up over the last couple of years. They won Division 5. They won the Junior 2 Championship in 2019. Last year, now that they got to the semi-final of the Junior 1, that because of COVID, that didn't take place. So we're hoping that they will. The goal for them was obviously just to get them into intermediate. But like again, and this goes through all our teams. The age profile in the team is 21 years of age. So it's really good. Our football team, then again, they were promoted, I think, 2 years ago. So they're in Division 2. They playing in the intermediate championship. They reached the final of it last year. Unfortunately, Nathan Barrett got it right at the end. But again, 20, 22, 23 years of age is the age group there. We've 3 teams in adult football. We had 2 minor teams this year, which is new for us. So that's going. That end up going well. Ladies football, again, Division 3 intermediate championship. They're bringing a lot of young players through at the moment. As a ladies section is going very, very, very well. So, and we nearly have a team at every age group in the ladies section now. So, it's really blossoming in that section. Our hurling now is we had a GPO, Martin Nolan, was with us for 16 years now. We probably won't like me saying it, but I know I won't say he was a hurling man, but he certainly brought the hurling on as well in the club. And we're in Division 1. We would have COVID, because no team can go up and down. It sort of allowed us time to settle in that division. We possibly would have struggled if the promotion relegation was there. But again, we played a championship match 2 weeks ago, and like 6 of the backs were all 19 years of age. So again, very young, really, really bright future. I hope ahead for them. Again, say it's about 21. So again, we've three teams at that in that section. They would be a 3rd team added this year, and again we 2 minor teams, one playing Division 1 this year. So it's really, really positive stuff now in the overall adult section of the club.
It's great to hear that you're kind of improving, going from strength to strength at both juvenile level, underage level, and also at senior level as well, which is fantastic. I guess one of the big things that we've seen over the last couple of years with COVID was how big an impact a GAA club and all sporting clubs, but certainly from a GAA club point of view, has in the area, about how it can help in the area. And I guess how much, when the clubs were closed and when restrictions were in place, how much the clubs were missed in the area more than anything else. I guess you don't really know what you have until you don't have it anymore. How does Naomh Barróg help the general area? I guess the activities that take place in and around the club, which help the whole area in itself.
Well, I suppose outside of GAA, like we had a cycle club there that has I think it's probably 120 to 130 members. And this was all formed in 2015 when they actually done the big fund drive. We done a 100-kilometer cycle to raise money for the club in the all weather. So that would have started the club off, and they done another fundraiser in 2018, I think. But there's 130. They all wear the club colours, and they're all out there on a Sunday morning going off, and it's just probably ex-players, but just people from the community. We had a walking club then as well that was working quite well. We have a chess club down there. Now that's unfortunate. That's not happening at the moment. Irish dancing again, not happening at the moment. But we have a camera club down there. And I'm not sure how many members they have, but there's been a good crowd. But again, it's probably the older members, ex-members, and of number one of the club and number two of the community. And so they go down and they're there 3 days a week, and their use of our facilities, our televisions, and so on, and so on. But that's just a number of things that we're doing with the locals, and we're in the community at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of great work being done in the area. From a club point of view, how did you manage with COVID? Obviously, I think a lot of GAA clubs throughout the country really participated in local activities during COVID in terms of, volunteering, delivering, shopping to people, that kind of thing. So I'm sure you helped out that way in the area. How did you help out during COVID? And I guess, how has the club managed through COVID and the issues that you that you faced during COVID that hopefully now we're coming out of on the far side, that we can kind of get back to normal? But what sort of issues have you faced during COVID as well?
Yeah, the same thing. We done like a lot of many GAA clubs. We would have done deliveries from our local centre, Super Value, to probably the older people there who were cocooning at the time. Food, medicine. I think we'd about 450 deliveries from both. And like we've a centre there, and like they'd be big supporters of the club, the McHugh group, and Cahill would be our games director at the moment, so they're big supporters. But we would have done a lot of work with them guys. We from a health and well-being initiative, we've done a walk around the world, and the plan was to walk around the world in 45 days, and it'd be 45,000 kilometers. But it was so successful, and people bought into it at the time. There was so little happening because of COVID. I think people were delighted to get out and have those walks. We had it done in, I think it was 22, 23 days. We then went and we said we'd do it twice, which we did. On the last day, it was amazing because there was some unusual. There was people walking 20 and 25 kilometers on that last day to hit the 90,000, and they achieved it. So we 211 teams in of 718 people. But we had a Facebook page, and with people from all over the world. And it was just lovely in the morning time. You might wake up and see pictures from Australia or from America, from Brazil, and then as the day went on, you'd see them from maybe the UK. There's definitely around Europe, but you also then had like some counties around their own, whether it was Cork or Mayo or wherever. There was pictures coming in from all over the country. So it was really great time, and that. During that time, we also had a club makeover. There was 20 projects we wanted to get done. It was painting, and there was painting the clubhouse, the railings. There was makeover of our juvenile room. There was clearing of bushes, and we cleared all the bushes away around the grounds, which allowed to open up the whole place, which we had hoped and has makes the club more welcoming because we were probably maybe hidden away, wasn't on purpose, but we were hidden away. But now all of a sudden we're open and much more welcoming, and there's a huge amount of work went in there. A lot of people gave their hours and time, obviously free of charge. There was money involved as well, and again, that money was all raised by volunteers and so on. Whether it was through the walk around the world or so on, we would have had other we have a guy down Wingman who was a member of our club, Ashley Sheridan. And what Ashley would have done was he put in this van burgers, chips. Now, but it's really, really good stuff. Really, but he would have given us days where the money from the food would go back to the club. So there was a lot of really good stuff happened at that time within the club during that COVID period, you know.
Yeah, it's great to see that, because I think we saw that for a lot of clubs around the country, how they engage with the local community to try and help people at a very, very difficult time for everybody. I think, which I think everybody realised how important, you know, clubs can be and GA clubs can be in the area. You've spoken a lot about what's going on and what's gone on over the past few years at the club. What are your hopes and your aims for the future for the club?
Well, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. We'd love to win championships, and obviously, but our hopes and aims is really that we perform to the highest levels we can. But most important, that our aims is to have sort of multi teams at all age groups, you know, so that no child misses out on a game. You know, at the moment we're probably sitting at maybe 1.5 teams, 25 players, and it means some children are not going to get games. So we need to get that to a minimum of 2 teams per age group, that every child in our club, no matter how good, gets a game, and that's really our main part, would be to get to have that every child in the club plays. You know, being part of a team, like, it stays with you for life. You know, so it's that's crucial for us, that we get that no child is left on the sideline. You know, I suppose apart from that, now the main thing at the moment is our all-weather. We're getting the all-weather resurfaced hopefully now in October, or at the very early November. It's funny because we raised €43,000. I'm just trying to think what possibly 2019, and even during COVID, we have a treasurer there that held on to that money and made sure we didn't spend it, and rightly so. So all the money is there. The contract has been awarded at this stage, so we really hope now that the all-weather, I think it's there 20 years now at this stage, that pitch. So it owes us nothing. So we're investing in that, and that should be done now. I'll say to you, in the next 2 months, which will add something to the facilities we presently have for our young ones and children.
Great stuff. You've mentioned there about trying to get more kids involved. How do people go about, I guess, contacting the club and getting their kids involved in the club, or even how do they go about maybe themselves volunteering for different roles? Because there's so many different roles that you can volunteer for at a club. You don't have to be maybe a coach or a manager or something like that. I'm sure there's a load of positions that you can volunteer for at the club. So how do you, first of all, get your child involved in the club, and second of all, maybe how would you go about volunteering at the club yourself?
Well, on the club needs as many people. The club is just so big and so much involved in it, and the more people, obviously, to spread that burden and that workload, the better. So people are always very welcome to join the club. Like, we have the usual social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram. We have all of those, and I can certainly send them on to you. The main way, and the way I'd really encourage anyone to do it, is to call down on Saturday morning, between 10 o'clock and 12. Our Barróg yoga is running. There's I say, there could be 200-300 young, between 4 and 7 year olds out there, and it's just a lovely place and a lovely time. And if they did come down and see that and see the atmosphere in the place, I think that would really suck anyone in to get involved in Naomh Barróg. But it certainly is, as I can certainly give you the Naomh Barróg web pages and all that kind of stuff. Our Barry Hares, our PRO, and I have Barry's mobile is on our website as well. But the really nice time would be to come down on Saturday morning, because it's really, really a nice, it's a lovely atmosphere in the place.
Great stuff. So get on to Nate Barróg's website or check out their social media channels, or more importantly, get down on Saturday mornings between 10 and 12, you said, is the best time to drop down to the club. And you can get in touch there and see how you can get involved with Nate Barróg, because there's a lot of great work going on, Nate Barróg. It's quite clear from our chat over the last 20 minutes or so, all the great work that's been done both at underage level and at senior level, and also outside of GAA as well. So it's fantastic to see the work that you're doing there, and hopefully more strength to you and more power to you over the next number of years as you continue that great work. Martin, thanks a million for joining us today.
Derek, thanks for the opportunity to speak about Nate Barróg. Really appreciate it, and the best of luck.